Good morning, dear students. Today we are going to start with the literary devices of this poem which we have understood yesterday. Okay, so what is the boy now who has lost his ball? What is he to do? As you can see that the first and second lines of the poem, they are starting with the same word, what and what. This is what? Anaphora. Okay, when the same word or phrase is repeated at the beginning of the lines, two lines simultaneously, that is anaphora. And what, and this word is repeated in second line. This is called repetition. This is an example of repetition, and what in the first line and what in the second line is anaphora. Coming to the third line, merrily bouncing down the street and then merrily over. Now merrily again in third and fourth line, these words have been repeated. This is also anaphora. Now merrily bouncing, coming to the third line, merrily bouncing. Now what is bouncing? Ball. Ball is bouncing happily. Now being happy is a characteristic of a human being. A ball cannot be happy. But here the poet is talking about ball as if it is a human being. So it is personification. Understood? So we have learned that in the first four lines there is anaphora. What? Merrily. What is it? Anaphora. What? In the same line, same word is repeated, that is repetition. And merrily bouncing, this is what? Personification, because inanimate object is being talked about as if it is a human being. Now coming to the next part, it is in the water. No use to say, oh, there are other balls, and ultimate shaking grief. Now shaking grief is, grief means sorrow. Sorrow does not shake. Who is shaking? Boy. Now this shaking should have been used with boy, but here it has been used with grief. So it is what? Transferred epithet. Another literary device, transferred epithet. This shaking is an adjective which should have been used with boy, but it has been used with grief. So it is what? Transferred epithet. Now coming next, as he stands rigid, trembling, staring down all his young days into the harbour where his ball went. I am going to explain this line again. Yesterday somebody asked me this line, the meaning of this line. The boy is staring at the ball all his young days into the harbour where his ball went. When the boy lost his ball, he is standing at that place looking at the ball and is thinking of the days which he had spent with the ball, playing with it. Okay, so he is thinking of his young days. The child who was playing with the ball, who has lost his ball, is thinking of his very young days when he used to play with the ball which is now in the water. Now coming to the next part, here we have alliteration. Here, balls will be lost always, little boy. You can see balls. Repetition also, again another example of repetition, and it is alliteration also. Balls be, boy be. So this is an example of alliteration. Got it? Now coming to the next line, and no one buys a ball back. Buys be, ball be, back be. Another example of alliteration. Got it? He is learning well behind his desperate eyes the epistemology of laws, how to stand up, knowing what every man must one day know, and most know many days how to stand up. Now you can see there is repetition of knowing, know. This is also repetition. Then how to stand up, this is also repetition. Got it? I am sending you the PDF also in the video of this literary device, as well as the screenshot of these pages. In case of any doubt, you can call me.